Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and now we're going to cover the Wilderness Tournament. This is going to be pro level, and this is going to be the qualifying round. So I apologize about my voice. Definitely sick. Don't know what's going on, but hopefully I can get over this cold before vacation starts. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Secondly, before you leave, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up button and give the video a like. So on pro here, I have 3 drops to show you. Hole number 1, hole number 4, and I think it was hole number 7 that we get the ball to go into the hole. I did find that this was a very challenging round, very difficult, many practice tokens in qualifying to find some shots. So definitely don't like having to spin practice tokens and balls in qualifying, but it was necessary to put together a good playthrough. All right, so let's go ahead and go to hole number 1. Hole number 1, I'll show you 2 different ways you can play. I do think the first way to play it here is the best option in Tailwind. We're going to go with the Thor's Hammer. For me, Thor's Hammer 5, so max top spin for me. If you have a higher level Thor's Hammer, you'd be better off to have 7 bars of top spin, maybe 7.5, because then you get to avoid overpower. But for me, I got to use a little bit of OP, as you can see here. We get a perfect ball, and we come down the fairway nicely. I'd still like to get much further up than that, but, I didn't want to push it too hard and end up putting one in the rough. But from here, we're going to play 10% at mid. I'm using the Hornet, for the accuracy purposes. But you're going to see here that from here, on this shot, this rough bump, we always going to want to go with max side spin to the left. And then it's about getting the top spin right to put the ball guideline in the hole and through the hole because of the headwind. So as you can see here, I've got my white ring on the rough line. If you get a lot more yards on your drive, it'll probably be more like the red ring on the rough line. Just keep that in mind that we're not all going to have the same landing positions on this shot. But here, no slider. I didn't play. Although hole number 1 is a very good slider opportunity hole. But, even without one, played it straight up at mid, we still sneak it into the left-hand side of the cup here. Another way you can play it, and I definitely don't like it this way. Again, these shots were in practice. But if you wanted to, you could go this route. I don't like this route in headwind. Again, just because of the overpower, and you don't want to accidentally put one in the creek or put one in the rough, As you can see here, I'm setting up around the plus 6 yard mark. This way I can turn around and pull my rings accurately. We still pull about a ring into overpower, which is why you see me use OP here. We do hit a perfect ball. We come down that fairway very nicely, leaving us for shot number 2. Shot number 2, I put 10% because, you might be playing with your short iron. You might be playing with your long iron. So, it's up to you to figure out if you're at minimum, medium, or max. Here, I'm 10% at max. As you can see, I'm at the plus yardage of my thorn. So we're taking a thorn rough bump. Here, the spin is 1 right. All right, we're going to use 1 bar of right side spin to counter the wind. And I'm putting 1 bar of top spin on, as you can see. Again, 10% at max for me on this shot. Perfect ball. And this one plays nice too. It's very close. The speed is good. Just missed barely to the left-hand side. So very, very close on that shot. I like the first approach better. That's what I suggest you go. But I played it a couple different ways, so I figured I'd show both. All right, hole number 2 here. We're going to go 10% at mid. We're going to go 2 bars of side spin to the right, about 3.2 back. I took this one to practice, of course. I thought that I had the landing position right. As you can see here, yellow ring down there by the fringe line, okay? Ball guide line past the hole, barely, favoring the left-hand side of the flagstick. Here we make our pull. We get a perfect ball. And we just barely miss this one to the right-hand side. So maybe some more offset on hole number 2. You know, I obviously offset that one based off my misses in practice, and I basically missed it by the same way. So even with my slight offset to the left there, it didn't help me much. Maybe we need a bigger offset. Not 100% positive, but we're really close on hole number 2. All right, hole number 3. I think in tailwind or in headwind, this is the way we need to go. And we're just going to launch a berserker here, all right? I don't want to go down the right-hand side of the fairway in back-to-back headwind. Here, we're just going to go full top. We're going to go one right, and we're just going to let one rip. 10% pull. You can see I'm using about half a ball of controlled overpower. Perfect shot. Could even overpowered it even more as I gave myself plenty of fairway to land on and plenty of fairway to roll out. Now, thing about shot number 2 here is I almost had it right, but you'll see what I mean. 2 bars of side spin to the right combined with a bunch of top spin. You see here, I'm kind of just tweaking around with where to land, but I kind of just go down the middle of the fairway, right, like that. And then I'm going to curl the ball to the right back towards the green. Here I went with a little bit of overpower, and I probably should have went with no overpower. I got the curl. The curl's looking pretty good, or I could even went with more curl. But more curl would have been better with no OP. I put this one in the rough right next to the hole, but no harm, no foul. This is a very, very short chip-in shot. I always do these full top, kind of like we play a wedge. Perfect shot, and then we go into the hole for the eagle on hole number 3. Obviously, I don't want you guys landing in the rough. I want you on the green or on the fringe. So no OP, add a little bit more curl. You should be good to go. Hole number 4, we get this one in the hole. 35% at mid. You know, we don't normally play this hole with this big of elevation, but, you know, with straight up headwind, we're going to add some elevation to it. I normally also like to play this hole with a funnel. There is a sticky spot. I just wasn't getting it to go in the hole in practice, so I kind of abandoned in headwind the funnel sticky spot shot. But here's what we land on as far as spin goes, okay? We're going to go 2 bars of side spin to the left with almost 1 bar at top, but not quite. I guess we would call that, you know, 0.6 maybe. You know, a little bit more than half, I guess. And then you'll notice here the red ring is on the sand line. That's how we normally always play this hole for a reference with the red ring like that. But here, like I said, I don't care about the sticky spot. I'm actually trying to find a landing spot. So you see the end of my ball guideline right there? Notice how the hole is in the dark green square. Notice I'm aiming pin high, corner, top right-hand corner of that dark green square, okay? That's where I'm aiming at based off my miss in practice. I don't know how consistent this shot will be, but, you know, I was 1 for 1 with a perfect ball with a little tweak there based off my miss in practice. This is what I make, you know, 1 for 1 with a perfect ball after where I thought I needed to be. But we sneak it in the left-hand side. You know, that's why I say I don't know how repeatable it will be. 4.7 mile per hour wind too, very, very low, almost on the lowest and you can get with the Kingmaker and Pro. So lucky to get low wind too. Hole number 5, this one's frustrating. So as you can see, I had a berserker because I tried to take a berserker and launch one through the trees, but I smacked the tree. So I figured that's probably not the best way to go on this hole. We'll just play it like we have in tournaments past when we get a flicker of headwind or any headwind. We'll just go with a rock. Okay, we're going to go with the rock and a Kingmaker. And we'll go for the rough bump here. Not a lot to see on the drive. We're just taking this one very, very mild. Landing on the fairway. We don't really care how many yards we get, right? We don't want to push the drive because on replays past, when I took a look at it, we want to make sure that we're in sniper range. So you might be wondering why I played the drive like this. It's just because in tournaments past, you know, we want to lay up, three back, 2.5 right. Just like that, we lay up. Only 272 yards. That's fine. Because what's going to happen here, it puts us in sniper range. And we go for the rough bump. 20% at mid. Now, that's what I suggest you play. Here, take a look at this shot. Half a bar of Seisman to the left with about 3.2 top. Got the ball guideline going past the hole. I think that's too much. I think we need to go 3 top, same left. Take a look at the offset here. We need the ball to slow down a little bit, I think. Because here we hit a perfect ball on a normal shot. And we come in a little fast, which makes our ball guideline play kind of true. But it's really not that fast. So I'm trying to think about this one on the fly here. You know, I think maybe we keep the same top now that I say it and see it. But we don't offset as much, okay? That shot's going to play somewhere between 15 and 20% at mid. That was a tough one to get in the hole. Here we go. Hole, what is this, number 6, I think? Oh, yep. I'm going to show you a couple different shots on this hole because I did screw one up. Max top, 1 right. Now I have an extra mile 9, okay? Which means I'm going to get plenty of juice on this one. 10% pull, push the max. Let it rip with the OP. Little bit of curl. I even hit a great shot to the right, and I got away with it, okay? Huge roll out of the rough, 442 yards. Shot number 2, I messed this one up, but I saved it. So here we're at max. We're almost at max of our grizzly, okay? So what I should have done is all this backspin I have, I shouldn't have played around these sand bunkers. I should have pushed my target up more towards the fringe and played with a more backspin approach. But here, I even think about it, you'll see. I go to pull my rings, and I'm like, I'm too close to the sand. So I move my target over and go with full side spin to the right. But, you know, I make my pull here, and I still clip the sand, but at least I got on the fairway, so it made it an easy chip-in shot that I made. Now, on this account, I went for the same type of shot, but I played it too far to the right-hand side. So you notice on my other account, I moved my target over to the left considerably on the drive. Because here, I push up the max. I hit a great ball to the left. But because of where I was playing, I hit that branch. And I was very lucky that I fell down onto the fairway. So if something silly like that happens to you, good news is if you land on the fairway, you got yourself a nice little shot here just to pick up the eagle. We'll kind of see here. This hole, we're just playing for eagle straight up. I get this shot to drop on one account. So 10% here. Elevation. 6 top, 3 right. Yellow ring right there in that corner of that fairway. Just right there. You see where it is? Not a big fan of this drive. Half a ball, a curl to the right. Just like that. Ugh. Yeah, we're on the fairway. Shot number 2, 15% at max. 2 backspin, I believe. 15% at max. 2 back. Ball guideline. To the hole. Through the hole. Perfect ball. There we go. This shot right here was sent over to me by Steven. So I appreciate the first look at this one, bud. I tried to dial it in, but I couldn't get it either. But Navigator, you know, with the Power 1 ball here, with a quarterback and a sniper, we get to find the absolute minimum line, okay? So we're going to play this one minimum. Our yellow ring is kind of over by the rough, as you see here. This is like 4.2 back, I believe. Yeah, 4.2 back, 1 left. Ball guideline just like that. We just need to move our target. So notice here, I'm aiming in the dark green square. Notice what part of the dark green square. That's what you want to look at. Hit a perfect ball. Look at this one. Really close, but we miss it to the right-hand side. All right. So we might need to move that one over a little bit to the left. 0% minimum, but very, very close on that one. Might want to take a practice ball or two if you're willing to in qualifying. I don't blame you if you don't want to. But, we're close. You might be able to tweak that one just based off my miss. Final hole, hole number 9. I'm going to go with the rock. We're going to go with the horizon. It's a very common way we play this one. Sometimes we use a quarterback in tailwind, but in headwind we use a rock for the power. I'm backing up here just so I can pull my rings accurately, right? And really this is where we want to start at. You kind of notice how this fairway is like kind of squiggly. We want to be on this part, right, where it's furthest most left with our orange ring on the rough, ball guideline pointing into the rough like that. And then we're just going to go max curl, all right? Max curl. I even hit a great shot to the left. It's still okay. No big deal. Shot number 2, really, really, really good chance for an Alba here with the horizon. It's always there. I've got it only a couple times ever, but we always get super close. All we're going to do is spin towards the hole. Almost full side spin to the right. That's like 2.9 right. What do you want to call that? 2.3 top, something like that. And then, see how we leave it a little bit short of the hole? Just like that. Let the tailwind do the work. Please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. And let me know how you do in the comments. I like talking to you all. I like hearing how you're doing. We get a perfect ball. Now, get in the hole, man. Come on. So close. So close. That's it, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.